Most people waste their energy trying to bend life to their will, fighting traffic, resenting criticism, chasing outcomes, and blaming circumstances. But the Stoics taught something radically different. The real battlefield is within. Victory doesn't come from dominating the outside world, but from mastering your internal world, your thoughts, judgments, and choices. This video will explore what it truly means to own your mind, how to let go of what you can't control, and how doing so leads to a life of resilience, peace, and power. You'll learn practical tools, timeless teachings, and modern-day applications of this ancient truth. Welcome to the Stoic Voice, where timeless wisdom meets modern challenges. If you're tired of feeling reactive, anxious, or overwhelmed by life's unpredictability, then stay with me, because the Stoics weren't just philosophers. They were warriors of the mind. Let's begin. In the Stoic worldview, the first step to inner freedom is this: distinguish between what is in your control and what is not. It sounds simple, but most people never do it, and they suffer because of it. What do you control? You control your thoughts, your attitude, your judgment, your decisions, and your responses. That's it. Not the weather, not other people, not the past, not whether you'll be liked or hated. Only your mind. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, said it clearly: some things are up to us, and some are not. Let that sink in. Your opinion about what just happened, that's yours. Your response to failure, yours. Your choice to stay calm or lash out, yours. Whether someone cuts you off in traffic or insults you, not yours. This understanding is liberating, not limiting. Because when you focus only on what is truly yours, your thoughts and choices, you reclaim your power. You're no longer a puppet pulled by external events. You're the master of your own mind. Marcus Aurelius, facing war, betrayal, and death, didn't ask for control over fate. He asked for control over himself, his reason, his virtue, his focus. This is what the Stoics meant by strength. Not force, not domination, but discipline of the self. So, ask yourself, do I spend more time managing what's outside of me or mastering what's inside? Because the moment you shift your attention inward, you begin to live as a Stoic. What you don't control. If the first Stoic lesson is realizing what you do control, the second is just as important: acknowledging what you don't. You don't control traffic. You don't control your boss's mood. You don't control the economy, the weather, or other people's actions. You don't even control whether you'll wake up tomorrow. And yet, most of our stress, anxiety, and disappointment comes from trying to force outcomes that are simply not up to us. The Stoics called this effort a waste of life energy. Seneca, the Roman philosopher, wrote, "He suffers more than necessary." Who suffers before it is necessary? We imagine future problems, obsess over outcomes, replay past failures, and cling to things that were never really ours to begin with. This is how we become prisoners of our own minds, desperate for certainty in an uncertain world. But here's the truth: peace begins when you stop trying to control the uncontrollable. The Stoic practice of amor fati, love of fate, means not just accepting what happens, but embracing it as part of a larger and noble design. It's not passive resignation, it's active surrender. It says, I can't change the wind, but I can adjust my sails. You don't have to like every event, but you do have to decide: will I spend my energy resisting reality, or will I meet it with courage, calm, and character? The Stoic path is not about bending the world to your will. It's about bending your will to what the world gives you and choosing how to respond. That's where your power lives. The source of inner peace. We all crave peace, real, lasting peace. But the Stoics taught something profound. Inner peace is not found in perfect circumstances. It's found in perfect control over your mind. You could have everything: wealth, comfort, status, and still be tormented by fear, anger, or insecurity. Why? Because Your circumstances don't cause your suffering. Your interpretation of those circumstances does. As Marcus Aurelius put it, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Let that sink in. You are the gatekeeper of your peace. Not your job, not your family, not your past. You. It's not the betrayal that breaks you. It's your belief that you can't survive it. It's not the failure that ruins you. It's the judgment that failure makes you worthless. Stoicism trains the mind to pause before judgment, to question appearances, and to choose reason over reaction. When you realize that you can change your response, no matter the event, that's when peace begins. Think of your mind like a fortress. The outside world can knock on the gates, but it can't get in without your permission. And the stronger your discipline, the quieter the chaos becomes. So the real question is, are you letting outside events write your internal story? Or are you choosing to narrate your life with clarity and calm? The Stoic answer is this: peace isn't the absence of problems. It's the presence of power, the power to think clearly and respond wisely. And that power begins in the mind. Responding versus reacting. One of the most powerful distinctions in Stoic philosophy is this: do not react, respond. Reactions are automatic, emotional, impulsive. Responses are thoughtful, intentional, grounded in reason. The Stoics believed that between an event and your reaction lies a sacred space, a brief moment of freedom where you can choose how to act. That moment is where your power lies. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Imagine someone insults you. The reactive mind gets defensive, angry, offended, but the Stoic mind pauses. It asks, is this insult even true? Does it deserve my peace? What does virtue require of me here? This pause, the ability to observe rather than obey your emotions, is a hallmark of the Stoic warrior. It's what separates the wise from the weak, because when you react, you give away your power. But when you respond, you take it back. Even modern psychology supports this. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, echoed this ancient Stoic wisdom when he said, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Life will always present triggers: betrayal, disappointment, pain. But how you handle those moments defines your character. So train your mind not to be ruled by emotion. Don't be quick to judge, quick to lash out, quick to surrender your calm. Instead, step into the space, breathe, think, respond with reason, because the strongest person in the room is not the loudest, it is the one who remains in control of themselves. Modern applications of ancient wisdom. Stoicism isn't just ancient theory, it's a daily survival tool for modern life. In today's world of rapid change, emotional triggers, and digital noise, Marcus Aurelius' words are more relevant than ever. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Let's break down how this wisdom applies to real situations. At work, your boss criticizes your performance. A reactive person feels attacked, becomes defensive, or shuts down. A Stoic pauses and asks, is this feedback valid? Can I grow from it? The goal isn't ego preservation, it's growth. In relationships, someone you care about disappoints you. Instead of emotional outbursts or silent resentment, the Stoic approach is to stay rooted in clarity and virtue. Did I communicate clearly? Am I expecting them to be what they are not? You learn to love people as they are, not as you wish they were. On social media, trolls, outrage, comparison, modern Stoics guard their attention. Seneca wrote about not letting others disturb your peace. Today, that means setting boundaries, ignoring noise, and refusing to react to every post or comment. In crisis, whether it's job loss, illness, or personal tragedy, Stoics train themselves ahead of time to remain grounded. They use negative visualization, imagining possible losses to prepare their minds to remain calm if the worst happens. The truth is, every moment is a chance to practice. You don't need to live on a mountain or in a toga to live like a Stoic. You just need to ask, what can I control right now? What does virtue require of me here? By doing that, you bring ancient strength into the modern world and become a force of calm in the chaos. Daily practices to strengthen mental control. Philosophy, for the Stoics, was never just talk, it was action. They believed the mind, like the body, must be trained daily if you want to be free. So, how do you actually strengthen mental control? How do you build the Stoic muscle? Here are daily practices the Stoics used and how you can apply them today. 1. Morning reflection. Stoic journaling. Start your day by asking, what might challenge me today? What virtues will I need to embody? What do I truly control today? Marcus Aurelius did this every morning. His journal, Meditations, is proof it wasn't written for others, it was training for himself. 2. Negative visualization. Visualize losing something you value, your job, your health, your loved one. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. It sharpens gratitude and reduces fear. Seneca said, he robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand. 3. Voluntary discomfort. Practice small discomforts, cold showers, fasting, or walking without your phone. The goal isn't suffering, it's detachment. If you can endure little things, you'll stand firm when real storms come. 4. Evening review. Each night, reflect. What did I do well today? Where did I lose control? How can I improve tomorrow? Epictetus advised this as a nightly habit to polish the soul like armor. 5. The dichotomy of control. Reminder when you're about to complain or stress. Pause and ask, is this within my control? If not, let it go. If yes, take action. That's Stoic clarity. These small, consistent practices build mental discipline, emotional resilience, and peace. You don't wait for a crisis to become calm. You train your mind now so when chaos hits, you're ready. Because the Stoic doesn't wish for an easy life. He prepares for a meaningful one. Freedom through acceptance. Most people think freedom means doing whatever you want. But the Stoics taught something deeper. Real freedom comes from accepting what you cannot change and mastering what you can. This isn't about giving up. It's about letting go of the illusion of control over external events. When you stop resisting reality and start accepting it, something profound happens. Your suffering decreases and your strength increases. Marcus Aurelius faced death, betrayal, and war, but he wrote, receive without pride, let go without attachment. Acceptance isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing when to act and when to surrender. It's choosing peace over panic, alignment over control. Think about it. You can't control how long a relationship lasts, but you can choose to love well while it does. You can't control whether the market crashes, but you can control your decisions and discipline. You can't control what people think of you, but you can live with integrity anyway. The Stoics believed in amor fati, the love of fate. This doesn't mean you love tragedy. It means you say, if it happens, it's part of my path. It's not good or bad, it just is. And I'll respond with virtue. Most people suffer not because of events, but because they resist them, wishing things were different, fighting reality with emotion. But the Stoic is free because he flows with life like a river, not against it. Remember, the storm may come, but your mind doesn't have to collapse with it. Freedom is found not in the world, but in your response to it. And that response starts with acceptance. The true measure of strength. What does it really mean to be strong? To most people, strength looks like dominance, winning arguments, pushing harder, controlling others. But to the Stoics, true strength is quiet, internal, and unshakable. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire. Yet he wrote like a humble student of life. Why? because he knew the hardest battle was not with others, it was within himself. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoics believed that strength is the ability to stay calm when provoked, remain kind when others are cruel, persist through failure without self-pity, hold on to virtue when tempted to compromise. It's easy to scream, it's easy to give in to anger, pride, or fear, but it takes true inner strength to choose reason over rage. Epictetus, who was once enslaved and beaten, taught that nothing outside of you, not insults, loss, or hardship, can truly harm you unless you let it in. That's strength, a mind so fortified that the world cannot shake it. Real power isn't reactive. It's disciplined. It's the man or woman who, when everything is falling apart, says, I still choose virtue. I will not lose myself, no matter what happens around me. This is the Stoic warrior, not someone hardened by life, but someone made strong by mastering themselves. Because, in the end, you can't always control what happens, but you can control who you become because of it, and that is the true measure of strength. Conclusion: become the guardian of your inner world in a world that constantly tries to pull you in 1,000 directions through fear, anger, distraction, and noise. The Stoics offer you a shield, a clear truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. You can't stop people from judging you. You can't predict every challenge. You can't escape pain, change, or death. But you can choose your response. You can guard your peace. You can live with clarity, calm, and virtue no matter the storm. The goal is not to escape life. It's to engage it fully without being ruled by it. To become so rooted in self-control that even chaos respects your stillness. So, here is your call to action. Start each morning with reflection. Practice gratitude and prepare for difficulty. Pause before reacting, respond with reason. Accept what is, influence what you can, and let go of the rest. Because the real battlefield is not the office, the news, or your enemies. It's your own mind. Become its master. Train it like a soldier. Protect it like a fortress. And when you do, the world may remain uncertain, but you will not. This is the Stoic path. This is your strength.